Hey everybody, this is Adam from Alentado Training Consultants with some more Spanish for all who serve. We're going to learn to give commands to a Spanish speaker that, provided that they comply, will create space or draw them closer to us depending upon our tactical needs during any contact, and we're kicking off right now. This is part 4 in our Officer Safety Spanish Arrest and Control Expression series. If you haven't already viewed parts 1, 2, and 3, you can find the links to those videos in the description below. As always, we'll be having a lightning round review at the end of this video so you can test yourself on all the expressions from videos 1 through 4. Venga aquí. That means come here. Venga aquí. We typically prefer to let the subject come to us, right? We don't always know what's waiting for us around the corner or the area that they control. Venga aquí. Venga aquí. The further from the US-Mexico border you are, the more surprised Spanish speakers may be to hear you speaking Spanish to them. So they may not immediately comply just because they're stunned. Now, no matter what the reason, how do you handle it if you don't get immediate compliance? Remember, we don't want to repeat the same phrase over and over, since that tips your hand about being a limited speaker, and we prefer they don't know that yet. What's the second most important word for law enforcement? The one that I taught you that means right now? Ahorita. Ahorita. So, how do you say, come here right now? Venga aquí. Ahorita. Venga aquí, ahorita. So what happens if they stop short of where you want them to come? Again, we don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over again. So here's another expression to get them moving again. Siga. That means continue. Siga. Now, if the subject stops before you want them to, how would you say, come here, keep going? Venga aquí, siga. Venga aquí, siga. Okay, how about when you need to create space? Now, I'm a Latino, and I can tell you, many of us, especially those raised and educated in Latin America, tend to have a tighter personal bubble than those of us who were raised and educated in the United States. This cultural difference alone may cause others a little bit of discomfort, even though Latinos don't mean any harm by it. Regardless, it presents an obvious safety risk for law enforcement, right? So here's an expression to create some space. Camine atrás. That means walk back. Camine atrás. So you can also use this to walk someone backwards toward you, perhaps during a high-risk traffic stop if that happens to be part of your usual arrest and control tactics. So if you have a Spanish speaker that's standing too close to you and you want to back them up to maintain safety, camine atrás. Camine atrás. If the subject takes a step back and stops, but you'd like a little more breathing room, siga. Siga. And when you're satisfied with the reactionary gap you've established, how can you say stop? Alto. Alto. Remember, there's no paint-by-number solution here. You'll need to know these out of order to match whatever situation you happen to encounter. But there will be commands that are linked frequently, and several of the 40 commands we'll be learning in this series will pair well with siga. It's an incredibly versatile command that has the effect of saying, keep doing what you're doing in English, for example. Do you remember how to say turn around in Spanish? Voltéese. Voltéese. So say that during a high-risk arrest, there's the possibility of weapons involved, and the suspect turns away from you when you say voltéese, but you really want them to spin around completely for a weapons scan. How would you say, turn around, keep going? You guessed it. Voltéese. Siga. Voltéese. Siga. But not all of the arrest and control commands work well with siga. So we're going to need another word to handle some situations where you need more of what you've already asked for when using some of the commands that we're going to be learning in the future. Más. That means more. Más. So how would you say back up more? Camine atrás. Más. Camine atrás. Más. That's right. With the commands to back someone up or to turn them around, both siga and más will work equally well. You could even say siga más, to sound more fluent as you're managing the subject and moving them across a longer distance. And remember, you want them to think that you're a better Spanish speaker than you really are at this point. At least until it's time to shift gears and start asking questions to identify the individual or to investigate the situation. And I'll be teaching you how to do that in another video. Now, how do you say, come here? Venga aquí. Venga aquí. How about continue or keep going? Siga. Siga. Okay, now tell me back up or walk back. Camine atrás. Camine atrás. And if they stop prematurely, how can you say more? Más. Más. Okay, now I'm just going to show you the images, both from this lesson and from the preceding videos as well. Say the Spanish phrase it corresponds with out loud. That's important for recall and pronunciation. If you're still not sure what an image or a corresponding Spanish phrase means, you could go back to the preceding videos to review. Remember, the links are down below in the description. Here we go. Alto. Alto. Manos arriba. Manos arriba. No se mueva. No se mueva. Policía. Policía. Veo el arma. Veo el arma. Suéltelo. Suéltelo. Ahorita. Ahorita. Ahora. Ahora. No toque. No toque. Voltéese. Voltéese. Está arrestado. Está arrestado. Separe los pies. Separe los pies. Manos en la espalda. Manos en la espalda. Más. Más. Venga aquí. Venga aquí. Camine atrás. Camine atrás. Siga. Siga. Okay, how'd you do? Were you able to come up with all the expressions before I said them? If not, no sweat. Just keep rolling through this review until you can handle it. And it started here. Now, if you nailed them all, that's great. Time to start moving forward with the next video. In part 5 of this series, we're going to be learning to make a kneeling arrest. If you like what we're doing here, hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. For more information on where we're having our in-person classes or our online coaching program and other services we provide, check our website or find us on Facebook and Instagram. And as always, stay safe.